We are now entering the pricey part of Tonsupa Beach, which has a lot of condos, high-rises, fancy pools. Woo! This is super cold compared to last night. Welcome back to Tonsupa. So, we got here, we drove straight to the beach, looked to the right, we found this restaurant. Just 2 tables here looking out onto the beach, far away from all the big hotels. It looks so good. So we asked them, do they have almuerzo? No. Do they have lunch? Yes. Do they have a menu? No. But she told us what she had, and so Andreas is getting breaded shrimp, and then I decided to get ceviche. Now here's something very special about this. The owner here doesn't actually compete with her neighbors. So there's someone down the road, just her next door neighbor, that makes ceviche. So for that reason, she doesn't do it. And I think that is very admirable. We've got some shrimp, we've got some chifles, which are plantain chips. We've got, of course, some popcorn, because you can't have ceviche in Ecuador without popcorn. And most importantly, we have beer. All right. Oh, I am so excited for this trip. Now, Ecuadorian ceviche is different than Peruvian. It's actually more of a soupy type affair. You get it in a lot of liquid. There will be onions in it, tomatoes. I don't like to compare it to Peruvian ceviche. Ecuadorian ceviche, different than Peruvian ceviche. Both fantastic, no need to compare. So I'm saying this to all of the Peruvians who are going to watch this video and say to me that Ecuadorian ceviche is not authentic. It is authentic. It's just authentic to Ecuador. All right, so we are out for a walk. It's 5 o'clock. At where we're staying. They said to us, you can go for a walk, but don't stay too long. So we are definitely not planning on being out here at night, but it's actually really lovely right after work. Like, lots of people are out with their friends and family. Okay.
You can literally walk along the Ecuadorian coast through at least 3 provinces.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a Thursday night, so it does not feel like a party place at all. I think it helps that also that's kind of the nice expensive part, and we're far away from that. Oh, the water is so warm. We just realized right there, it looks like that might be a bunch of comedores. I don't know if it's comedores or if that's like the fisherman's wharf.
Oh, but it has like, you see colorful signs.
Yeah, it does have colorful signs. Oh, bolones! Yes! This is where we want to be. Researching this beach was actually really difficult, and that's because all of the videos about Tonsupa Ecuador on YouTube are just people kind of partying here, and so we wanted to know what to do, and in the end didn't really find any information. So in this video I hope that we can share a little bit more, or at least give a bit of a different perspective if you want to actually see the beach and not just take Instagram photos. We have about 2 hours for this walk, so we left at 4:30, and they told us not to stay out too late, so basically not past dark. But anyway, we will not be partying it up tonight. These trees right here are acacia trees, also known as umbrella trees, and they are native. Unfortunately, in this region, for some reason, everybody's planting palm trees, not native to here. Actually, in the region, palm oil is a huge issue. It's a major agricultural product, but once they clear cut and put in these trees for palm oil, not these ones, nothing grows there. Birds don't go there. And actually, palm oil is horrible for the environment. Don't cook with it. We are now entering the pricey part of Tonsupa Beach, which has a lot of condos, high-rises, fancy pools. I don't know why people really desperately need a pool when they're going to come to the beach. I guess because you can't really swim here. So if you have kids that can't swim, the pool is a great idea, right? All right, so it's Thursday night, so not everything is open, but I would think a lot of things are open, but I would think maybe tomorrow night more will open. This is the Patio de Comidas, also known as the food court in English. So we're gonna check it out. They've got pinchos, picadillas, comida rápida, bolones. It looks like there's only, 2 places open. Batidos, maybe something else. Good morning from Tonsupa Beach. It's early morning. So we've decided that since every night we have to be back in at 6:30 p.m. that we will get up early to explore. So we're up to take a walk. We're at one end of the beach that's actually close to Atacames beach. I think we can actually walk there. But today we're gonna walk to the other end. We're just going to explore, relax. Yesterday, it was a really good 6-hour drive from Quito to Tonsupa, much better than we thought. However, we thought today, let's just chill. We're just gonna see what is here, eat some good food, maybe have some beer, enjoy the sun. Already have lots of sunscreen on because I am so pasty white and I know I'm gonna burn. I love how close the spot is to the beach. You can hear these waves at night from your room. Today is another day with the GoPro, so we are walking to the other end of the beach to try to see if we can fly the drone to get a nice view. But I think most of my time here, it's just going to be using the GoPro. I'm actually holding it, and then I can throw it back in my pocket, which is quite handy. We're just trying to be overcautious. I don't want to shoot this video and then, in the middle of it and then we got robbed because we weren't being careful. Ooh, this is super cold compared to last night. I mean, compared to Canada, it's like super warm. For here, this feels cold. Actually, it's getting better. So we are going to be checking out a number of hotels along Esmeraldas. And when this became a popular beach destination, that was actually Atacames. Atacames was the most popular one in the beginning. And Tonsupa was just a place where people had timeshares. But as the region grew, they expanded. So Atacames is behind us. This is Tonsupa. There are lots of accommodation. So you can stay in what looks like to be very nice high-rises, a number of Airbnbs, condos. And then actually, I would say it's very affordable here. So we were very lucky. This is kind of we're like in an in-between low season because people are saving money for Easter and then the May holidays. And so right now, the beach probably isn't going to be as populated with people coming from Quito. And actually a lot of people come here from Quito, and that's why yesterday we had the ceviche, not only with chifles, the plantains, but also with popcorn, because that is something that you eat in the highlands. So I know everyone wants to know about the beach. What is it like? Is it clean? So this is not a white sand beach. It's like a darker sand beach, but it's very fine and it's really clean. I haven't seen a lot of garbage cans, but I do think people are cleaning the beach, probably either at the end of the day or each morning. I would say one of my favorite beaches in Ecuador. If you want to stay in a resort, the Makana Resort I've actually heard good things about. Nice part of the beach, and it looks like the patios there are fairly large. All right, we're heading down to the end. I think this area is called Diamond Beach or Diamond Head Beach. I love all the lush greenery on the end. It almost makes you forget that you're on a hotel strip. Oh, there must be tons of birds in here with that water. You can hear the birds. Look at how big these trees are. All right, checking out town. I think this is the Makana. Oh wow, that's a development. This is the Makana, I think, that we just walked by. Although at the end, that was Playa Azul. So if I had money, I would stay at Playa Azul. It feels just a little bit more like you're in nature. That said, probably a little bit less secure unless they have a lot of security on site. Whereas here, there would always be tons of people around. We're at Pichos Restaurant and Bar, which is huge. So you can just see the size of restaurants that people serve during high season. And we decided to get a bolon. Now, prices here, shrimp was about $10. I looked at calamari, it was $11. This is definitely on the 17 for langostina, which is, how much?
27 it was.
$27 for a plate of langostina, which are the giant shrimp. Right now, it is not lobster season. So we got the cheapest thing, or second cheapest thing on the menu. We wanted to try the bolon with chicharrón. Now, I really want bolon with shrimp, camarones, but here, this is what they offer. So we're gonna try bolon here, and we're gonna compare it to the food at Patio de Comidas, or the food court. That's kind of what I would call it, like a food court. Because that's where we saw locals last night. We had fantastic food there last night. So is it worth it going into a restaurant, or should we just keep going back there and then our little beachfront place, which is right by our hotel? So first impressions, it's huge. Like, it's as big as my hand. So for $4, that's a good deal. It's huge. I can see some fresh herbs, some chicharrón. They have house-made ají, and then also more chicharrón on the side. My only concern is that the exterior doesn't look deep fried. It doesn't have that crust. The exterior actually looks like Café de Terry in Guayaquil, which was the worst bologna I've ever had.
This is actually not chicharrón, I think it's pork meat.
Oh, it's pork.
I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
How would you compare it to the other bolognas we had?
Well, like the crunchiness is like the key.
Yeah.
Like of it. But it has a really good flavor.
Because of the pork.
Oh yeah, it's full of pork too. It's like 50% pork.
50% pork, 50% plantain. All right, let's take a look. So this is $4. The Café de Terre bologna that I mentioned, that was 8 something. I can't remember how much it was in the end. It was the most expensive bologna I'd ever eaten. Just the look of it looks better because you can see fresh greens, you can see this pork meat, but it doesn't have that crust of the bolon that we had in playas. But I'm gonna try it with a little bit of ají. Okay, so I would say this is more like a tigrillo that has been formed into a ball. They didn't deep fry it, but it is good. I love tigrillo. It has such generous portions of pork.
Look, just mostly pork.
You cannot take a spoonful without getting pork in it. Well, the pork is good too. I thought this place was expensive, but now I think it's pricier. However, the portion sizes here are huge. So it could balance the two things out. Based on this bolon, which is, I don't know how we're gonna eat another one today. I don't think we can. And then the ají is good. The ají's really good. So the full, ooh, the ají is really good.
Yeah, I cannot paint it what it is.
They might be making their own maracuya ají. It's expensive, but I would say worth it.
It's worth it.
Two people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to have like a hearty breakfast, this is it.
Top 5 bolones.
Top 5 bolones you've ever had. I would say the same. So we forgot, in Esmeraldas, unlike in other areas, instead of using chicharron, they actually use pork meat. That is a good decision. However, I still want to try a bolon de camarón. We're on the coast. I want to have bolon de camarón. All right, so that was a great meal. 3 meals so far in Tonsupa. Everyone was delicious. Esmeraldas is looking good. Down there is where we had the cocktails last night. You've got this, it looks like the road ends, so there's not a lot going on down there. Tigrillo here, and then you've got this whole alley of food right here, which looks very affordable. Tonsupa is a lot more affordable than I expected. They have almuerzo, which is the set lunch, but they also have meriendas, which is set dinner, which is not really common everywhere. Maybe it's more common here on the coast, but it's good if you're on a budget. Okay, this is called Diamond Beach right here. It's a series of, I think these are probably the most expensive, or maybe those in Playa Azul.
So you can get the seats and the umbrellas for up to $10 on high season. But right now, because there's nobody here, $250 for the 3 of them.
3 chairs for $250.
And when they notice that there's no one around, they just pack their stuff and they go.
Oh. You can also get massaged right on the beach with oil, although Andrea saw a sign that you're not allowed to do that right now. First impressions, second impressions, Tonsupa is much more affordable than I expected. I thought, you know, on the coast things can cost quite a bit more, but actually here it's not so bad. Even the guy that we just talked to who wanted to offer this boat tour, it was only 1 hour and 20 minutes, which is great. I want to be on a boat for a long time, but it was between $10 and $15 depending on how many people got on the boat. So overall, pretty good. If you want to go see the birds, get out on the water, even for $15, that's a good deal. Right, for lunch today we have rice with shrimp, and then we also have a whole fried fish, which is part of an almuerzo that includes a fish soup.
Which is amazing.
Which Andrea says is amazing. So it comes with rice. It looks like we have some menestra, patacones. What I love about this place is they give you so much local avocado. So this is a family-owned property. Mostly these cabins, which are You rent 2 floors. I imagine here during high season, they have a restaurant. And then what's cool is they have this pool, which is so clean. And then up here, this other area which looks out onto the beach, and they said they'll put hammocks up for us. So here, part of the deal was we're not using all of the rooms. So they've got 4 rooms, we don't need 4 rooms. But what is great is there is a kitchen. We don't plan on cooking, but we do need this fridge. And if we come up here to the 2nd floor, oh, again, just this view. I love the landscaping too. You know, it's family owned and they live here, and you can tell they really just take care of the property. Up here we have 3 more. So there's a double downstairs, 3 more. This room, you get a beach view. But this one has this fan and this fan, and then also no hot water in the shower, but it's like hot all the time. There is absolutely no need for hot water here. And you've got a little outdoor sitting area here, and they said if we wanted, they'd put up the TV, but I don't think we're gonna be watching any TV. Real coffee. This is pasado. Andreas made it this morning, and I just wanted to share this quick story with you. So, Tonsupa has been amazing. I had an amazing time here, wonderful beach, really great. Definitely a place that you just want to spend your daytime. Nighttime, I think if you're staying in the hotel kind of district, it's a little bit different. There's more people around. I will do a video, I think, on just general safety in Esmeraldas as we are learning more about traveling around it. However, I need to tell you what happened last night. So yesterday we went to Las Palmas Beach in Esmeraldas City. It was amazing, had a fantastic day. I love the place, highly recommend it. It was so great. Got home, went to bed early, and then at 11:30 at night, I was awakened by like the house shaking. We were having an earthquake. It was 6.2 earthquake, and we were 10 kilometers away from it. So it was scary. Andreas was like, get your phone, get your laptop, we need to get out of here. I didn't know what was going on, but what was happening was we needed to actually leave the water. So we were so close to the water. The water is right here. And so I grabbed my laptop, but the lights were out and I couldn't find my phone, didn't grab any of my cameras. Came downstairs, we got in the car. We actually took some of the people who run this place to their family down the road. And then we headed for the hills, literally, along with a lot of other locals. So this area that I'm in is mostly local. There's some Airbnbs, but mostly local people just living here. And everybody was headed for the hill because they didn't know what was happening next. They didn't know if we had to worry about a tsunami, about water, or what was going to happen. But everybody knew the higher you got, the farther away from the beach you got, was safer. So that's what we did. Radio didn't work. However, we did have internet. Andreas had his phone, so he was checking Twitter just to see what was happening. We had a small tremor when we were driving up, and then actually things started to feel kind of good, and then I was like, oh, I really have to pee. So I opened the door to pee on the side of the road, and then we had like a 5.2 aftershock, so I shut the door. I'm like, oh, I can wait. Eventually they said that there was not going to be a tsunami. We didn't have to worry about that. We called Evelyn, who manages this spot, and she said she was down here, everything was fine. They were sitting outside, like most locals were just sitting outside their house. And so we came down here, decided to pack the car up, but also stay here because this is a red brick house, super solid. We felt safe here, so we decided to stay. Also, it was 3 a.m. when we came back, so where were we gonna go? Anyway, all this to say, people here, so lovely. I really loved staying here. Andrea said he would actually like to bring his family here. I would definitely come back. We were going to get up early and shoot a bunch of stuff today, so we were going to head even farther north to shoot this blue crab and cocado that's famous and some other stuff, but we're up, we're tired, which is why I have real coffee. And so today we're just going to do, I think, a quick video. We're going to check out some Esmeralda beaches, Atacames, Sua, Same, maybe eat a little bit each place, maybe have a drink, and then we're headed to Mampiche. So If the next videos kind of feel like they're a bit out of order, it's because I'm going to share this one, and then I'm going to share the Las Palmas one, and then I'm going to share the beach one, and then we'll be in Mompiche. Anyway, until the next video, which I'm going to start shooting in half an hour. Ciao!